Welcome to the 11th edition of the Kyle Phelps Show as we talk about Lyon College football in the 2016 season. I'm John Kruger, Assistant Athletic Director for Sports Information and Marketing. I'm joined today again by Coach Kyle Phelps. Coach, went on the road on Saturday, took on a Wayland Baptist team that we made some mistakes against in the first time around. This time, compare the first game to this game. Just to let the fans know, we came up on the short end on a 52-14 score. Coach, were they better? We just didn't play well, or kind of what was the difference in the ball game?
I think it's one that's it's weird playing the team the second time in a year. You don't really get that a whole lot, but and they were an improved team. I think any team most of the time improves throughout the season, just like we have, but. We just flat out didn't match their intensity level, and whether that's something that it's ultimately my fault as a coach not having our guys ready to go, and we'll get that fixed and figure out what needs to happen going forward. And like I say, it's disappointing that we didn't match their intensity level on a lot of levels, but like I say, I put that on myself more than anybody, and looking forward to Langston this week, and we'll get that fixed.
Well, Baptist University was on a roll going into the Saturday's game, and it had something to really prove to themselves. This was the best start in the program's history. The Pioneers, with the win, pulled into a tie with Arizona Christian University for first place in the conference race. Both Arizona Christian and Wayland Baptist are now 4-0. Wayland Baptist was getting votes for the top 25 this past week, and Arizona Christian was ranked 20th. Langston, our opponent this coming Saturday, is also receiving votes for the top 25. The Lions are 3-1 in conference play, one game behind first place, so playing another team this week that definitely has something to play for. Lyon College and Bacone are now 2.5 games out of first place at 2-3 in conference. Southwestern Assembly of God is now 1-4 in conference play, 3.5 games back, and Texas College is 0-5. Taking a look at Saturday's statistics, the Scots finished with 157 yards on the ground, 121 passing for 278 yards. Wayland Baptist had 275 yards on the ground, 304 passing for 579 yards. Lyon had 4 turnovers. Wayland Baptist had 3. For Lyon College, Michael Bowles had 121 yards rushing on 20 carries. That gives him 1,186 yards for the season. He's now ranked 3rd again this week in the nation in total rushing, and he has 131.8 yards per game rushing, which is 1st in the conference and 6th in the nation. Dwayne Robinson completed 7 of 19 passes for 67 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Leading receivers for Lyon, Jonathan Hendricks, 2 catches for 35 yards and a touchdown. Caleb Thompson had 2 catches for 16 yards, and Riley Caraway had 2 receptions as well. The scoring in the contest, Wayland Baptist took a 10-0 lead. We were able to get a turnover there around the 32-yard line and turn that into a touchdown to pull within 10-7. At that point, did that help give us some momentum?
Yeah, I thought when we pulled within 10-7, we were in the game, and we just, like I say, energy level still wasn't there when we needed it and things like that. But I still thought we were in the game. We were playing. I was proud of the guys that played and competed the whole time, even though we were down for most of the game. And then it's just, like I say, the intensity level on our side just wasn't what the intensity level was on their side. And we haven't played very well on the road. We haven't got a win on the road. There's a lot of still things to accomplish in our program, and I just think we've got to match the intensity level of the opponent on the road better. And I still thought we were in the football game for a while, and but just didn't work out.
Wayland Baptist went on to score 14 points in the second quarter to take a 31-7 lead at halftime, and the Scots were never able to overcome that. What is the big difference, do you think, between playing at home and playing on the road?
I think it's just a young football team going on the road is tough. I think it's tough on any football team to go on the road. But when you have a majority of freshmen and sophomores going on the road, it's just different. It's you don't have the home crowd to get your momentum going. You got to create your own momentum. You got to create your own intensity. You've got to treat it like a business trip, and we're just not quite there yet. We just haven't quite figured it all out yet. The good thing is we got 2 more times to give it a whirl this year. Langston's got a lot to play for, and because I think they finish with Wayland Baptist after this, so we're gonna get their best shot, just like we got Wayland's best shot. But we've just got to get ready to play.
Yeah, Wayland Baptist will now go on to play Arizona Christian this weekend in a battle for sole possession of first place, and then they'll play Langston. So, as you said, we could go a long way in determining who wins this conference championship and who doesn't, which is definitely something to play for a lot of pride, I guess.
Yeah, there's still a lot to play for in our program. I mean, you've got a chance to go 500 in the league, possibly finish who knows where, third, fourth in the league. In year 2, we've got a chance to get to at least, possibility of getting to 5 wins, finish at 5-6. Would be a great season for us. I think where we're at, we've had a good season, but we a chance to move our wins up in that respect. There's still a ton to play for in our program. Still a ton to do. Still a ton to accomplish. But we just, like I say, it's just trying to take those little steps to make sure our program does improve on a weekly basis, and that comes from coaches doing self-evaluations of things and what we do and how we do things, and that's what I have to look at this week and figure out what's right, what's wrong in our program, what's right on the road, what's wrong on the road, and figure out how to fix that.
We played 9 games this season. We've won 3. And I guess when you start winning earlier in the season, and that's something that the program hadn't done before, but being a young program, people get excited and they think they kind of get a little ahead of themselves. I think you got to keep things in perspective, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You'd have to. The best said is as you create wins and create excitement in the program, expectations increase too. And expectations for our program have increased to have a shot to win every time we step on the field. And people think that that's what you're going to have, but the reality of it is we're still a young program. We're still 3 years behind Wayland Baptist in essence. We're still a year behind Arizona Christian. We're still multiple years behind the rest of the league. And we got a couple wins early. We got in the race for a while. We still weren't mathematically eliminated going into this week, but at the same point in time, those are good things to have in the program too. But it's also one that, like you say, the reality of it is we're still young, we're still growing, we're still learning all this, we're still learning how to win on the road, things that other programs don't have to necessarily deal with, and I think our program is great where it's at. It's in a great spot. Has the chance to continue to improve on a weekly basis, continue to improve on a yearly basis, and I think it's one that we the more we continue to play, the more we continue to win, the better chance you have to be able to stay in that race for the top spot in the league every year.
Well, and you've said before that we put in a new offense this year. We had a new offensive coordinator come in, and we've done some things and built that along the way. And it's one of those things where, would you say that with a young program, you probably grow more than the first few years than you maybe do later on, just because everything is new. You're trying to bring 100 guys together and mix and meld those things together.
Yeah, I think as a young program, you're going to grow more. Hopefully you continue to grow each year. But you think you take freshmen and you turn them into sophomores, and take sophomores and turn them into juniors into seniors, and before you know it, you got a senior class that's 10, 15 guys instead of 2 or 3. And with that comes age and experience, and some of these guys that are playing will play 4 straight years for us. When their career's over, they'll play at least 44 games. They'll have 44 games under their belt. Now, hopefully, we play more than that by going to the playoffs, things like that. But they're guaranteed most of those guys are gonna play 44 games, and that's when you start thinking of how many starts you get and how much experience you get out of those games. There's a tremendous amount of experience that comes from playing on a daily and weekly basis, and I think our program is going to continue to build, continue to grow, and as you start to level out the classes, yes, does some of the growth not go from such big strides? Yes, it probably goes. You just see little improvements here and there instead of right now you see bigger improvements based on the youth of our team.
Yeah. 2 games left in the regular season for 2016. The Scots will go to Langston, Oklahoma on Saturday for a 2 o'clock game against Langston University. Langston, as we talked about, is 5-2 on the year, 3-1 in the conference. Langston's won its last 3 games, defeating Bacone 33-32, Sagu 63-10, and Texas College 70-13. The Langston offense is averaging 262 yards on the ground and 230 yards passing for 492 yards a game. So we're going to have our work cut out for us on defense, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Langston's a very athletic football team. They run the spread. You can see they have no problem scoring points. They'll score as many as they can. I think that it's going to be a tough football game. They spread it out. They spread you around, and they're in a lot of different formations. They run a couple different quarterbacks in there. They run wildcat formations. They run. They throw. It's just everybody's athletic on their football team, and we've got to do the right things. We've got to be fundamentally sound. We've got to get in the right gaps when we need to get in the right gaps, and we got to play the right coverages when we play. When we're in the passing game, and we've just got to be very detailed in what we do on defense this week, and control all that they do, and the game plan will go in, and it'll be set up for success, and then after that, players just got to execute it, and that's where we've lacked a little bit throughout the years, the consistency on executing game plans and things like that. But you're going to have missed assignments, you're going to have things that happen with young football teams, and we just got to continue to go to the next play and continue to go to the next game and do what we're supposed to do. So defensively, we got to be fundamentally sound in everything we do this week.
Langston's defense has given them 153 yards rushing and 151 passing. Of course, at Lyon, we've been getting almost 300 yards a game on the ground. I guess it's important, once again, this week to run that football and hopefully set up our passing game.
Yeah, I think it is. And, defensively, they're athletic on defense, too. And, they're going to put, they're probably going to put a lot in the box against us like most teams have tried to do. And, we've still got to continue to run the football. And, they're up there as far as yards rushing allowed throughout the year in our conference. But, our offense is a different type of offense than most offenses in the conference too. It's a ground and pound type of offense that continues to, on a weekly basis, continues to just grind out rushing yards and continue to rush the football for a large amount of yards, and then continue to throw passes when we need to, and keep it attacked, balanced, and things like that. But their defense is going to be good. It's going to be a tough test for us. Obviously, they're going to be ready to play, being a home game, being a lot to play for them. But our guys will be ready on offense too, and we'll continue with the same type of game plan we've had all along. And that's we make tweaks and changes to the game plan each week, and try and get ourselves in the best position as far as the rushing offense attack goes. And I think Mike and Dwayne will have another good day on the ground, and Joe will get some carries as well and have a good day, and then Dwayne will do well in the passing game this week too.
If there was one aspect or one or two aspects of our team throughout this season that you've seen a big change in, what would that be?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I guess just the the consistency of our offense is a good thing. Our offensive line just continues to, we're a little, not real deep there, but those guys continue to play each and every week and play a lot of snaps on offense to continue to push guys around and get us a lot of offensive yards and protect the quarterback when they need to. So I think the offensive line play has been really good this year, and just how we all, just the whole atmosphere of the program, I think is a huge thing right now.
Okay. So the Scots will go on the road to Langston, Oklahoma on Saturday, take on Langston University in the 10th game of the season. This is John Kruger with the Kyle Phelps Show for the 11th edition. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you Saturday at the game.